Okay, chemical yields and chemical reactions. In the previous calculations, we've looked at theoretical yields. So those quantities that we should get in an experiment when we do the math on paper. But in actual experiments, there are many factors that can change the outcome of your experiment. So the amount of product contained in an experiment that you do in the lab is called an actual yield. The amount of product that we predict by calculations is called the theoretical yield. A comparison of these two amounts is called the percent yield, which gives an indication of how efficient the reaction actually is. So the percent yield, you take the actual yield, you divide it by the theoretical yield, and you multiply it by 100%. For example, we yielded 3.2 grams when we massed out our dry product in the lab, but we were expecting 4 grams. So 3.2 divided by 4 times 100% is 80%. So it's pretty good. We got 80% of the material we were. Reasons why you wouldn't get 100%. So it could be loss of product. When you're doing an experiment in the lab, you get reagents stuck to the side of glassware. When you filter precipitates, the solids away from the liquid solutions, sometimes precipitate particles go through. They're too small for your filter paper. You might have some splattering when you're heating. Some of the liquid jumps out of your beaker. This is all loss of product. Impurities in the reagents used. Not often, at least in a high school lab, do we use 100% pure reagents. So even though you mass out 5 grams, it's not necessarily 5 grams of active reagent. Sometimes side reactions occur. You've seen this if you've looked at the Parliament building in Ottawa. The tin roof is, well, it's not really a tin roof, it's a metal roof and it's made out of copper. But the copper isn't brownish red in color, it's green because it's oxidized. It's reacted with the oxygen in the air to form copper to oxide. So that oxide layer has added mass to the product. So sometimes you get these side reactions occurring and extra elements are added to your product when it oxidizes. So side reactions can add mass. In some reactions, products react to form the reactants before the experiment is finished. So the products start reacting with each other to form reactants again, and that will decrease your yield. One that will increase your yield is when you have an experiment, you've separated a solid from a liquid, like you've had a precipitate in a solution, and you lay it out to dry, or you put it in a low oven, chemical oven, not a kitchen oven, to dry out, to remove the water, and all the water isn't actually removed yet. So your final mass of your product will be a bit heavier because of that. So these are factors that can increase or decrease your yield.